What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to another Game of Thrones KingsRoad video. Folks, it's out. It's been out for a couple days now. I want to talk a little bit about it. I want to give you guys some beginner tips. Most importantly, I want to talk about some things that you can make mistakes on that'll cost you quite a bit in the beginning, and believe it or not, it is. When I say the word costly, I mean really costly. And number two, just a couple things to help you guys power up, get yourself prepared for some of the better content that's coming out. And I want to talk about the packages and if it was worth buying the Ultimate Pack for $139 Canadian, which, let me tell you, for an early access game that is a gacha, that is something that's going to be on mobile, is quite insane of me to do. I've never done that. I normally don't believe in buying games that are mobile games because I know there's always a gacha or a pay-to-win element to them, and this is no different. So let's talk a little bit about the packages first. So I bought the $139 package. If you guys want to know what comes with that package, I can tell you one thing, and one thing that was worth it for me, and this is the only real thing that was worth it, to be honest with you, is going to be this right here. All right, now if you guys see, I normally use summon a horse. On my end, I summon a dog whose head is inside of a kennel right now. You guys can see, though, this mount here is badass. That is my thumbnail, and I have to say the fact that he does that, number one, makes it worthwhile. Now, remember, I'm a content creator, so for me, this is an expendable amount. This is part of the business, and this is going to go towards my taxes. It's not that big of a deal for me. But for other folks, I think this is very expensive. Now, what else does it include? Well, it includes the Battle Pass Plus Premium, which gives you guys a little bit more to work with in regards to rewards. I want to talk about this. This is very important because there's something that's going to cause everybody a headache right away, and I'm going to explain how to get rid of that headache. Okay, so the battle pass is as follows. You guys can see it starts off with some copper, goes into some free iron bank marks, goes into some equipment design selection chests, which lets you craft, of course, and then some material for some actual crafting, and then gives you guys some artifact wax so you can level up your artifacts, and then etc, etc, etc. Now, there's a couple extra things that it does have. It gives you guys some of the sigils over here. The problem with the sigils is that it also gives you the lower rate ones quite more often, so I don't really get any of the epics. I actually end up getting a lot of the blues and the greens, so the commons and the uncommons. Maybe uncommon and the rares, or something like that. And then these are some extra emotes you get, and then again, more sigils here. And as you go through this and go a little further into it, you're also going to eventually hit a point right here where you have an opportunity to get yourself some jewelry. Again, though, it goes all the way down to the commons and uncommons, etc. Right? So the drop rate for this is going to be extremely low. So all in all, I will say this. The Battle Pass Plus is very, very expensive. You can reach the max level by spending 4,350 of these, but it's not worth it. Just grind the game, do the missions that are in the Battle Pass, and get yourself all of this done through the actual game. All right, they give you some copper as well to get you started, and there's some costumes also, but we're not going to talk too much about that because that's all cosmetic. All right, now, what do you do as a beginner? So the first thing I want to mention is this. When you get into this game and you start going through the game, the first thing you want to do is you make sure you have your guidebook open and you follow the guidebook to a T. Get your dailies done, always to the end if you can, of course. Explore, do the challenges, do the missions. Most importantly, do the missions and the dailies. Those are going to be important because then you can do your weeklies as well, and that will help you guys get yourself some of these coveted prizes such as artifacts wax to get your artifacts up, and more importantly, the golden dragons, which is what you're going to use mostly for your gacha currency, okay? So make sure you follow the guidebook. Pretty straightforward stuff. Nothing really changed there. Also, there are events going on as well to the Great Journey here, which you'll end up doing once you do complete some of the main quests. They'll give you guys some sigils, some armor, an extra weapon here and there. The 7th gift, which is a 7-day login, essentially, is at the end giving you a Greyhorn mount, and then Forging Steel, which essentially is your 7-day pass, or in this case it's only 3, but I'm sure it goes a little further, which it gives you guys a ton of resources you can use at the end of all this, right, including a profile, background, etc. Make sure you follow those. Very, very important to do that. It'll help you get a lot of resources that you require. Now, one key thing I will say, when you start playing the game and you unlock the shop and you unlock the battle pass, I want you to go into the shop, and the first thing I want you guys to buy, and this is so important, is going to be under the convenience pack right here, is the Westeros Welcome Pack for 30 of these silver gold. Okay? The Mail Crow, if you want to get that, you'll be able to buy that eventually. But more importantly, you want to get the Traveler's Small Inventory. Okay, one thing this game does poorly, which a lot of these games do in the beginning because they're money makers, is they want to give you very limited inventory size. Now, if you guys go over here, you guys can see, let me just quickly move myself out of the way, that your size normally is at 25. So you are going to be at 25 max capacity and size, and you're going to gather so much material on the way, guys, that you're going to be losing your mind at having to sell everything, go back to fast travel, and fast travel costs copper, and it's just going to drive you nuts. So get yourself the first possible chance you have. Get that. It's 250 gold, but it's going to be worth every penny of it, okay? Another thing that's very important as well too is keep remembering that there is crafting in this game, and crafting is a fantastic way to boost up your combat power and also to get yourself better sets essentially in the game. And there are sets, so make sure you pay attention to that. The sets are all here. You guys can see which ones you have. For example, I'm using the Savant set currently. I'm planning to build a Savant set overall for my unit. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and build this let's just do hands. We're going to build the hands, okay? So you're going to need to get yourself some crafting material. Now, I made a full guide on crafting. Crafting does require overall ore. It's going to require these armor scraps or fragments, if they want to call them that, and that's going to require copper, and you're going to be able to now go ahead and craft. You guys can see when you craft, it's going to go in animation, and then you can skip it, and it's going to give you some random stats with your crafting, okay? So as you get these random stats, you're going to then be able to equip it. You guys can see now I've got that, and if you look here, I've got another achievement right there. If I go back to my actual inventory, you'll see now I have a set on. Make sure, guys, crafting is a big part of this game. You actually do focus on it and get yourself some of those sets to actually be able to play the game. You guys can see right here, I've got the 3 out of 6 sets. So my 3 sets here, using an active skill temporarily increases my attack power, increases my rage gain. Okay, very important, guys. Check out the sets that work best for you and go from there. Okay, so I have my helmet, my weapon, and now I have my hands. Okay, so those are going to be what I'm going to show you guys right there. Right, 1, 2, 3. You guys see them right there. So make sure you craft. Very, very important, guys. Crafting plays a major role in this game. It's going to be one of your biggest ways and best ways, especially if you plan to go free to play, to get yourself what you need, okay? Also, get all your achievements. They're going to give you a ton of copper. They're going to give you some dragons on the way as well, too, some dragon coins. So this is very important to make sure you follow your achievements and accomplish those. Now, there's going to be skills that you're going to also be able to level up. Don't wear yourself too thin on skills, and don't worry about not using your resources. Using resources is very smart. It'll boost your damage up on a lot of these skills, and just focus on the skills that are going to matter the most to you. Like for example, for my shoulder charge is much more commonly used than my pommel strike, so I'm going to be leveling that up. Also under default, you can also level up your combos, which allow you then to level up the combo damage, and also does some passes with those combos. So make sure, guys, you do focus on getting your strike combos up as well too. All right. First thing you want to do when you get into this town, this is going to be your main town first, allies in the north. You're going to be talking to Mary, and she is actually up here in your estate. So when the story goes on, I will run the story for you. When you finally get your estate, you want to make sure you do as many of your estate challenge missions as you can to unlock as much of your estate as possible. Once you've unlocked your estate, you'll be able to unlock different parts of the game that you normally would not have been able to. And it's very important to do that because these are the places you're going to be able to get your stable going, your workshop going, your tailor workshop going, be able to do all your crafting for your plants, your alchemy, etc. So this is a very, very important part. So work on this as soon as possible. And then lastly, guys, just to make sure you guys understand this, this can be a complete free-to-play game if you want it to be. There are some things in the shop that are available to purchase. They're not worth it right now, okay? I just want to make this absolutely clear. They're not worth it. They're super expensive. The only thing I would recommend is if you can get this one here, this pack here, which gives you 3,000 golden dragons, that's the pack that I would 100% recommend picking up because of what it allows you to have. The artisan worker selection employment, which gives you an extra expedition person that you can send out, golden dragon coins, and building material for you to build more in your shop. Okay, so these are very, very important. The rest of these things can be ignored for now. Packs are super expensive. I'll be honest with you guys, to be completely transparent. The fast travel pack is worth it. All of these outfits are all cosmetic, so it's up to you on that one. Decorations are, again, all cosmetic. Mounts are all cosmetic. I mean, some of them have a little bit more speed, etc., but not really worth it. The monthly packs, like the actual like monthly like subscriptions, are crazy expensive. So I would recommend also avoiding those for now until we kind of figure out more about the game and see what's worth having and what not. All right, so there you guys go. Focus on those things. You guys should be able to get yourself up and running, do the crafting, get yourself into the guidebook, do the events, and make sure you guys work on your sets early on. Get your mount as soon as you can, and go and explore the game and have some fun. Again, I don't think the $139 pack is worth it. If you want to buy anything, I'd buy the $32 pack, get yourself an early access. And remember, if you want to play with friends, they have to be in the same region. US, Canada, etc. cannot play with Europe, Asia, etc. So you will have to make sure that the people you play with are in the same region as you. All right, folks, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.